Um, One of the patterns I've noticed um, about myself is seeking validation. Um, I don't know if it's like because I never got validation from my parents. Um, there's still this desire in me uh, to get their approval, even though I'm no contact with them. There's still that desire still to get their approval that I exist, that I'm a person, that I'm worth acknowledging, like, because they never really acknowledged me. All they cared about was their image. They cared about religion mainly. They cared about religion, their image and religion, uh, big time. Over anything about me, they didn't really care uh, about me really, and I knew that they didn't care, and there was this part of me that wanted them to care so badly, like care for me for real, like ask me about ask me about anything about myself, ask me what my favorite color is, anything, small things, anything. But no, they don't care. They're pure narcissists, so they don't care. They only care about themselves, what they're doing, their image. They don't even care about your own favorite color. I'm just that small detail. They don't care to even ask that detail. And so there was always this part of me, and it's still like a pattern, like trying to get their approval to even recognize me, to just get any kind of love, any ounce of caring, you know, that isn't like a control tactic of theirs, that isn't one of their control tactics, like actual real love, like I was starving for it, um, and that's something that I have to break out of, like that love that I was seeking externally from them to get some real approval. I have to break that pattern and realize that I am okay without that. I don't need their approval. I don't need them to magically feel love out of nowhere. Like if God cured them, which he never did in my lifetime, he never cured my parents to feel love. Never. He never cured them to feel love. Uh, and he never destroyed them. He never took them out to protect me. Those two things. He never took them out, and he never cured them. He never was able to make them feel real empathy. Um, why he couldn't, I don't know. It's just like one of those individuals that cannot be cured is what my conclusion has become. They, what I've seen over the decades, no cure. They won't even acknowledge that there's something wrong with them. They won't even get counseling once. They won't get an evaluation, psychological evaluation, nothing. Uh, they really think that they're perfect, literally, in their heads. And if you disagree with it, there's something wrong with you. But yeah, just I got to get that in my head that my parents don't exist. Those characters aren't real. Even though I wanted those characters they portrayed to be real so bad, and I wanted them to feel love, real love, so bad, and I got to get that want out of me. Like somehow I got to like stop with that, trying to seek that uh, approval uh, from them, uh, that magical approval of love, you know, that I know in my mind that they'll never feel for the rest of their lives. And I got to get that in my head that they're never going to feel love for the rest of their lives. I have to get that in my head. They're never going to be cured. And so I have to not seek that anymore. I have to not seek that, trying to get acknowledgement of my existence, basically just that acknowledgement that of my existence from them. uh, I got to stop that kind of pattern in my head, somehow. But that's just something I noticed. I don't know if that's what other survivors struggle with, but you really want your parents to love you. You really do. At least I did. I really wanted them to love me for real, but it was just a fantasy. Like, I did everything they told me to do. I complied with everything they said, but in the end, that just destroyed me. Doing everything they wanted me to do, being who they wanted me to be, destroyed me in the end. It really destroyed me. And so, um, I have to find my own self without that uh, approval, and without trying to get them to like me, or even like me a little bit, or love me, and get that denial fantasy in my out of my head that that will ever happen, because it won't happen. And it's hard to get the brain to think differently, like that than it has been over all the years, uh, about it all. But anyways, this is something that I noticed, that I need to work on. I need to internally validate myself always, like, and not have that seeking approval of an adult figure or authority figure. You know what I mean? That I am okay, that I am good. I have to already validate myself that I'm good, but even without that, because uh, it's dangerous to like seek an approval of a dangerous person. You know what I mean? And I notice that like having any kind of connection with a dangerous person is not safe. So, anyways, that's all I wanted to say, really. And it's just something I got to get into my head, um, into my thick skull, into my stubborn skull. Um, these realities, the truth reality, um, of it all, that they will never love me ever. I have to get that into my head. They will never feel love ever. Uh, what they disguised as love were just control tactics to control me. Uh, so that's what I gotta realize is, uh, it was only control tactics disguised as love. That's all it was. And so that's something I gotta realize. And um, that any loving gesture was just a control tactic, to keep me controlled and in line and in fear. So that's what I got to get in my mind. So, anyways, uh, takes a while to get your mind to think differently than it's used to, and I realize this. It takes effort, and it's not easy. But I don't think it's impossible. So, um, anyways, that's all I wanted to say for now. All right. See you.